Good morning, everyone. Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzomos, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality and I talk about personal and self-growth. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. Now, when we're talking about a dysfunctional family, we have got a narcissistic parent at the top who is working around the clock to preserve the entire unit and also to preserve their image. Let me repeat this. The narcissistic parent at the top is working to preserve their own personal image. So they have got no business to do with any member of the family. It is only and everything to do with them. Because we have to remember that as a narcissist is a person who is very, very selfish, extremely selfish, and anything they do for the family, it may appear from the outside as something very, 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 very important, very big, very, very, very massive. And they will always come around and convince the other family members that, oh, you guys, listen, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for them, and I'm doing this for this. But let me tell you something behind closed doors. Whatever it is the narcissist thinks they are doing, they are only doing at some point to benefit themselves. Although most of the times, people will rarely see this and what is going on. So they are always doing things to preserve and protect their image and to preserve themselves. And they are doing things for themselves. So they are not doing anything for any family member, although on the outside is going to look that they are trying to help other family members in that unit. But you see, that dysfunctional family operates out of dysfunction. So there's a lot of dirty games going on behind the veil. A lot of dirty things happening behind the veil. Unspoken things you can never imagine. A lot of things are being done by the narcissistic parent behind the veil. The things that many of the family members are not aware of. Apart from the black sheep, although the black sheep may not really know each and every small detail, but on a very subconscious level, the black sheep will know that there is things that are happening in that unit that are not normal. So they will be seeing this, and that's the reason why it has always happened that the black sheep has been the person. I'm talking about the scapegoat. So when I'm talking about the scapegoat, I'm also meaning the black sheep. The black sheep has been the only one who has been able to identify a little bit of those patterns because they can read those patterns and they can identify something is not right in that unit. That is exactly what caused a lot of punishments you've been receiving from the narcissistic parent at the top. Now you see, when the black sheep walks away, there is this big gaping hole that he has left behind, he or she has left behind. There is this hole, and other family members in that unit are looking around and they're thinking, where are we going to dump our garbage? Because they've been used to you being there. They're coming around, sometimes even they're putting their hands on you. They're telling you everything that you don't want to hear. They are blaming you for everything that you've not done. So now you've left the unit. You've unplugged out of that unit, and now they're looking amongst each other. And there's nowhere that they are going to dump their garbage. And that's exactly what causes a lot of confusion in that unit. So the family mobbing will come in later on because now, first of all, there is going to be a very big smear campaign on your name. A massive smear campaign is going to happen because a lot of family members, even sometimes you will see so many family members who are never bothered about your presence. They were at a distance doing their own stuff. They were almost invisible, doing their own stuff and carrying on with their lives as normal. But when you plug out of that unit, I can guarantee you the first person that is going to know is those guys who are the invisible children in those units. They're going to run back to the entire unit very quickly. So they're going to run back and they're going to start asking questions because now remember, you have shocked the entire unit. I've told you guys when you're leaving those units, you're going to spread a very massive shockwave within the whole family. And everybody wants to know what exactly happened. So all the other family members now what they're doing, they're running to the narcissistic parent and they're asking a lot of questions. Hey, what happened? We have heard He has left the family. She has left the family. And we are seeing them, sometimes they're online, saying this, saying that, because I've told you guys that when the black sheep leaves those units, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to blow the trumpet. So they blow the trumpet. Usually they blow the trumpet. And when they blow the trumpet, they are saying a lot of things that have been within their souls. Most of those things that they have not said for years. So they've been having these things that they've always wanted to say for so many periods of years. Because remember, as a scapegoat, so many things have been happening and you've been quiet. But you've been wanting to speak. But any moment that you've been trying to speak, or even sometimes any moment that you've spoken about real issues in the unit, you've been attacked by other members in the family. But now this time that you have left, you have got the capacity and the ability to talk about those things in one way or the other. Now a lot of family members in the unit, they are hearing a lot of stuff. Guys, they are hearing stuff that they have never seen before. Because I've told you guys, in those entire units, those narcissistic family units, the black sheep is the very first one to awaken. And when they awaken, that is when the veil is going to completely get lifted. You see, the veil has always been trying to lift for so many periods of time. The veil has always been trying to lift, but this time it is going to actually open up completely and entirely. And that is exactly when the black sheep is going to start to look through for the very first time. Eventually, they are going to look through everybody in that unit for who they are. So the black sheeps, they unplug. They are going to go out there and they're going to blow the trumpet. So when they blow the trumpet, that is when it is going to become very obvious to the other family members that so and so, this she has left, he has left, and we hear him saying that, we hear her saying that. We don't really understand what is going on. So a lot of them are running very, very quickly to the narcissistic parent because they need answers. They want to know exactly what has happened. And that is why you're going to see the smear campaign against your name that you've never seen anywhere else. They are going to say everything. They will point the fingers, they will say everything, they will blame you for everything. Because remember, at that moment, you're not there. You're not there at that point to defend yourself. Because a lot of people think when people are smearing your name, you're supposed to be out there defending yourself. But one thing I've learned over the years, guys, listen to me. One thing I've learned over the years, you don't have any reason to defend yourself. Because when you have left those units and you've seen them for who they really are, you do not have any reason to defend themselves. You have got to know that the smear campaign is going to happen because, number one, you're dealing with a narcissist. For a narcissist to be able to defend themselves and to preserve the entire unit, they have also got to have somebody that they're going to use to do that. So there's going to be something like a person they're going to use for their own benefits so that they can clear their name. Because they have done the BS, you've looked through it, and you've detached. You've gone out from that unit. Now they're smearing on them because they have got to defend themselves. A lot of family members are coming around. They're asking questions. What happened to so-and-so? Why did they do this? Why did they do that? Everybody wants to know what happened. And the narcissistic parent does not have a proper defense. So the only thing they can do is to smear your name. So that's when you're going to see a very massive smear campaign against your name. So the smear campaign, it brings a lot of family members together. All of them will start to come together. Everybody, brothers and sisters, you can see sometimes it's a very big family. You're going to see a lot of family members, even sometimes those members that who were already inactive. They were not active in that unit. They're going to come together one by one. They're going to join up for one cause, and they're going to start going up on you. He was the problem. She was the problem. We already knew it all along. We knew it. He was always this. He was always that. They are going to gang up on you because remember, guys, let me tell you something. There is a lot of unspoken things that are being done behind the back and are being said behind the back. So you can better believe when they're ganging up on you, they have had a lot of things and a lot of stuff has been said behind your back, and that's the reason why you see them. They're all going up for one cause, because they all believe they have been made to believe. Even some of those who used to believe in you in the early days, they used to think that they believe in you. But one of the things you're going to find as a black sheep is that when you leave those units, even the people that used to believe in you before, a lot of those so-called sisters and brothers who are very close to you, they're going to become very distant. How dare you? How dare you leave the unit? Who are you? Who do you think you are? You know what I mean? All of a sudden. And you will be shocked that these people, they had your best interest in those days, back in the days. But the very moment you've left the unit, all of them are going to gang up on you. How dare you say this? How dare you say that? How dare you do this? How dare you do that? And you're going to see a lot of cases whereby the whole entire family unit, as a scapegoat, everybody's going to ghost you. So all of a sudden, they don't recognize you anymore. When they were dumping their garbage before, earlier on, when they used to be dumping their garbage and their crap, you were there. And everybody was happy. Oh, they was very happy with the unit. Whenever somebody was down, they come and dump their garbage. Whenever somebody was going through problems, they found somebody to dump their garbage so that they could feel good about themselves. Because again, remember, this family, it involves a lot of narcissists, flying monkeys, enablers. All the team, most of the guys in that unit, whether they knew it and they didn't, whether they knew it or not, they have all been extensions of the narcissist at the top. So they are all bound to be loyal to the narcissist. So a lot of them, you as a black sheep, that's the reason why I've always said that the black sheep normally, they carry a lot of weight. They carry the entire family weight on their shoulders. Anybody feels that there's something not right, there's something not good about themselves, something their life is not going well, they have to find a trash can. There has got to be a trash can in that unit that is going to come around. They're going to come around and they can dump that garbage, because when they dump that garbage and offload their garbage off their shoulders, it makes them feel nice. All of a sudden, they're feeling like a lot of weight has been lifted off their shoulders and has been dumped onto somebody else. And that is exactly what makes them feel very, very good about themselves. And most of the time, these things are happening subconsciously. Even most of them don't know that they're doing it, but actually, they're really doing it. Because these guys, these scapegoats, black sheep, they're empaths. Those guys, they're empaths. They have got good intentions. And it's because of that they'll be taken advantage of, because as an empath, you don't want to say anything that is against the other members. You want to stay loyal, you want to stay calm. You have got to be polite. Your work is to be polite and to be humble. And their work is to abuse you, manipulate you, gaslight you, blame shift, all these kind of things. You've been seeing them as long as you've been involved in that unit. But the very moment you have gone out of that unit, that is when you're going to see the whole paradigm is going to change. Because I've told you guys, as the black sheep is leaving that unit, they are sending a very massive shockwave within the entire family unit. They can feel your energy. They can feel your energy. They can feel that something is missing in that unit. They can feel it, you know. For so many years, you've been there. You've been around. They will say this, they will say that you've been around, you were quiet, but now you've left. For a very major reason, they will feel that shockwave. So the panic, as the panic is going on within the unit, when the panic starts happening in that unit, they will all run to the narcissistic parent. Hey, listen, dad, listen, mom. We heard that so-and-so has left the unit. We heard this one has left. What exactly is going on? What is happening? They need answers. And they need answers ASAP. They need answers ASAP. What does the narcissistic parent do? You guys, you shouldn't waste your time. That guy has always been a problem. You guys remember this. You remember in that time he did this. You remember in that time he did that. You know, a lot of times black sheep have always even sometimes I've been involved in what do they call it, in addictions, drug addictions, alcoholism. I remember there's a time when I was I was called one time and they told me and they asked me, hey, listen, we heard that you're smoking weed. You know, one time when I was young, those early days, I remember the narcissistic parent came around and told me that they heard that I'm smoking weed. That thing shocked me. I was in my, could be around maybe 15, 16 years or something. I was still younger those days. I was blamed that they heard that I was smoking weed. I was like, who told you that I was smoking weed? I don't know anything about weed. For me, even weed was like something like I couldn't even look at people. I've never smoked really. I've never really smoked weed. I have tried it at a later point in time, but it's never got to me because it's not even my thing. Weed is not my thing. It has never been my thing. But at the age of 15, I remember being asked if I had been smoking weed, and the only thing I didn't know, I was dealing with somebody. Maybe in that time, they wanted to come around and push one button to see how it's going to be my reaction, and then I would be starting to defend myself. And you see, these narcissists, they are funny. A lot of times they know that they know that you're innocent. They know that you have got nothing to do with anything. They know you haven't done anything. So sometimes they will come around and push your button, one or two buttons, and then it will cause you to feel very bad. You know what I mean? You have been having a very nice day. The narcissistic parent comes from somewhere, and they're going to come around and tell you that, hey, we've heard that you've been doing this. I've heard that you've been doing that. And believe me, guys, most of the time they know that they're lying. They know that they're lying, and they know that they're trying to project something onto you just for their own benefits, for them to feel nice. Because all of a sudden you're going to start defending yourself. Oh, that is a lie. Those guys, they didn't see correctly or something like. So you're going to be fighting around defending yourself. And they're just sitting down somewhere. And they're enjoying this. Oh, they're enjoying this. It's like a movie for them, So the narcissists, you better believe it or not, the narcissists and those so-called enablers and flying monkeys, I can guarantee you that for a very long period of time, for a lot of you guys, if you have not yet awakened, there's been so much abuse happening behind closed doors. A lot of you guys have not been aware of this, but actually they have been abusing you psychologically, emotionally. So you deciding to leave and plug yourselves out of those units, it's like you're starting some kind of a war within the unit. You are supposed to be there. As a scapegoat, those people believe you're supposed to be there. You will sit down there. You will be waiting there. You will be there and taking every kind of BS. They don't care what kind of garbage they want to dump on you. They want you to be there and take their garbage for them and carry their weight for them. You leave and you plug yourself out of those units. That is when the reality is going to kick in. So the unit will now face the reality that the black sheep is gone. And most of the times, like I've told you guys, when you start blowing the trumpet and bringing the whole truth to the table, that is when a lot of them, they're going to start fighting. First of all, they will distance themselves from you. Because a lot of them, let's not forget, guys, that these individuals, they're all under a spell. The whole dysfunctional family unit, everybody in that unit is under a spell. They have been under that spell ever since they were children. So they all are supposed to bow down and to worship the narcissist. That is the intention of that spell. They are supposed to worship the narcissist and listen and do everything he wants and listen to everything he or she says. So you shouldn't be surprised when you see a lot of these people starting to fight against you, do this kind of smear campaign, point fingers, say everything. Guys, you will be surprised that you walk around, even in the whole town, in the whole neighborhood knows what it is that you've done and you've not done. They know everything. They will go around and smear your name intensively, massively, because they want to make you feel guilty as a scapegoat, that you shouldn't have left that unit. You were supposed to be in that unit. You will be there to wait. You will be there to carry everybody's baggage. And the only reason why they are going up on you, because now there's this gaping hole. They've got these issues building up within them, and there's nowhere to dump those issues. There's nowhere to dump their garbage. Now it's becoming a real situation for them. That is exactly when the family mobbing starts. The family mobbing kicks in. You will see the mobbing that you've never seen before. Guys, let me tell you something. When the family mobbing kicks in, you will see a lot of family members who used to be very close to you back in the days. They were close to you, or they would call you all the time and do whatever it is. They were very close to you. All of a sudden, in one instant, because you've left, everybody runs away from you. They will run away from you, and you know it's very funny, guys. This is very funny. The first thing they will do is they will run away from you. They will distance themselves from you, and then they will go and unite with other family members against you. Guys, I want you to listen to this one. It's very, very important. Family mobbing comes in when you leave a toxic family unit, and you're going to see a lot of family members who used to be very close to you back in the days. You used to have a favorite brother, a favorite sister, people that were very close to you. The first thing they do, they are going to distance themselves from you. They will stop calling you, you will stop to see them, you will stop to hear from them. Then they are going to go now behind your back and gang up against you. They are going to unite. The whole entire team is if it's a very huge family, they are all going to go around and gang up on each other, gang up with them with each other, only for one cause: the scapegoat. Just because you have decided to say no, you have said no to abuse, you have refused to be abused, and you're ending this, and you're stopping this, and you're getting out of that unit permanently. That is where the shockwave comes in. That is where you start to shake the entire family foundation, because now they know that the reality has kicked in. So you had best believe, if you have heard about a coach telling you that if you have left a narcissistic family unit behind, that is the only decision in this entire universe you can ever do when you're dealing with a narcissist. You ever discard those individuals and to get out of their lives. That is the only decision you have to take. The only permanent decision. As painful as it may seem, it is the only permanent decision you're going to have to take in your entire life. Leaving a toxic family unit behind, and you can never, for whichever case, go back to those units. Because when you go back to those units as a black sheep, as a former scapegoat or whatever, that is when the abuse is going to intensify, because how dare you? How dare you wake up one day and just walk away and leave everybody behind? How dare you? You were supposed to be there and carry their BS for your entire life. And guys, I can guarantee you that sometimes scapegoating, it can carry on to the end. A person can be scapegoated for their entire life. You can see a lot of those scapegoats, those black sheep, when you see them in those narcissistic family units, they have failed to get married. They are in those units, they cannot get married. Whenever they get married, their marriages are failing. The narcissistic parents are coming around and sabotaging their marriages. They will divorce them. They refuse them to move on. That thing carries on, it keeps on going, it keeps on going, it keeps on going until the end of your life. So when we're talking about scapegoating, we are talking about those individuals who are going to be scapegoated and punished for their entire life. That's the reason why you see a lot of those black sheep, and you guys don't get it twisted. A lot of those black sheep, they are very, very powerful people. Those black sheep, scapegoats, they are very powerful. It is because of that power you have got within. On a subconscious level, they know who you are. They just don't know what it is, but they know that this particular person is special. Because you can see things that they don't see. You know so many things that they do not know. Have you asked yourself a question as to why? The moment a black sheep or a scapegoat leaves the entire unit, a toxic family unit, have you asked yourself a question as to why their life starts to grow at a very magnificent scale? Have you noticed the reason why they start to grow and they start to develop and they start to evolve at a rate they have never seen before? That's why they're shocking everybody. Because once upon a time, they were scared little chickens who was in that unit. They had their legs coiled, their hands and their legs coiled. They were there waiting. Oh, after all, dad is right. After all, sister is right. After all, brother is right. You were just there coiling yourself and acting like a nobody in the unit. Now you have left. You're free. You're growing. You're evolving. You're becoming successful. And you're looking back and you're seeing, okay, now you get it. There is so many members of this family who didn't used to believe in your potential, because you had always given them a lot of power. You had given all your power to them, but now you can see that there is so much you can do without them. You are growing at a rate you have never seen before. That is what sends the shock in that family, because they don't believe at one point you're going to evolve to that magnitude, and they don't believe at one point you possessed and you carried a lot of wisdom and knowledge within you. But now you're blowing the trumpet, and they're hearing it for the first time. They're seeing it all. They will see it, they will hear it, but they will not want to accept it. They always want to believe that you are that little chicken that used to be in the unit back in the days. The small, vulnerable guy, man or woman, a boy or a girl, that you used to be back in the days. They want you in that position. They don't want to grow. They don't want you to grow. When you grow and evolve, you scare a lot of them. They are not ready to see you grow and supersede them, because you have always been a scapegoat and as a black sheep. So those kind of units, it's like you will experience everything. When you're talking about those kind of units, you will experience everything that you've never imagined in your entire life. You experience all kinds of things. You will see all kinds of things from the toxic family unit members, you know. So family mobbing, be encouraged, guys. I just want to let you guys know in this video that you have got to be encouraged. You have got to know you will live, your name will be smeared, your name will be dragged in the mud. A lot of times I've heard about black sheep who have left those entire units, and their parents, their narcissistic parents, even removed them from the wheel because they are betrayed. For them, they think that they are betrayed. You know, the narcissist doesn't know that a person has got a right to claim their freedom. So when you decide to plug yourself out of a narcissistic family unit, for them they think that you have betrayed the family. They don't believe that you've got a right to defend and to protect yourself. They don't believe in that. They believe you're supposed to bow down and oblige with the family values, even if they're dysfunctional and even if they're not up to any good. They know that you're supposed to stay there for as long as it takes. But when you get out, I know some people who have been sometimes been dragged out of the, put off the wheels. If it has been some kind of a wealthy family or things like that, they have been put off the wheels. But black sheep can care less. They'll take you they'll take you off the wheel. They will desert you. They will abandon you. They will blame you. They will punish you if they can, even if they know that at the moment they cannot get you anywhere. They will do anything to what they can do to punish you in so many kinds of ways. You have got to know all these things will happen, black sheep, scapegoats. You have got to know everything will happen, but you have got to know and understand and realize that actually you have got a right to protect yourself. The family, they can always gang up on you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about somebody ganging up on you when they do not know the truth. Do not worry about somebody ganging up on you when they're all under a spell. A person who is under a spell is also a person who is under control. So when a person has been put under a spell by the narcissist, you don't expect that they are going to come around and do things in your favor. They are all going to back up the narcissist. Most of the times you will find some cases, some few family members, they will, at some level, they will kind of try to find a little bit of a contact with you. But a lot of family members in that unit who are under the spell, they are usually going to form a team with the narcissistic family, the narcissistic parent at the top, and they are all going to gang up on you for one cause, just because you have abandoned the family all of a sudden. And they cannot understand that. So black sheep and scapegoats out there, I don't know if this video resonates. If it does, please let us know in this comment section below. What do you think? You can always, you guys can always give your opinions. I usually give you my experience and as well. So if you know something that I've not mentioned in this video about the family mobbing, let us know and let other family members know, let other channel members know what has been your experience in the comment section below. Leave us a comment, like this page, share and subscribe. You can always join if you want to support me. You can always join and become a member of this channel. Book a session with me if you want to. You might always donate and support this channel if you want to. All the links you need, PayPal and Cashapp, you will find them in the description section below. Until then, guys, it's been lovely to have you guys on board. Much love and blessings. There's more signing out. I'll catch you in my next one.